Well, first, I think the most important observation or recommendation that we needed of multi-party democracy, which was rejected on the hand by the government. The second recommendation we gave was social and economic inclusion, which was not rejected, which was misunderstood. And some of the observations that were made continue to be relevant even today. And we talked about it already in terms of the economic inclusion, the disparity of income, okay, education, social welfare, all of these things that bring cohesion to society, and spending money and revenues, okay, in areas that can do a lot of good and provide social cohesion. These are all recommendations we made. These are recommendations and from the mindset of young people over 30 years back. Some of them may not be relevant today, but I can tell you that they were very relevant in 1974 when we made those recommendations. And the recommendations were rejected on the hand. We were saying, oh, these children from America, they know what they're doing. And that was the attitude. Because for a long time, I mean, there had not been a movement of that order that would be making those kind of recommendations and coming up openly and saying, we intend to challenge you at the polls. It had not been done for a long time.
So with that, those recommendations were rejected by Milton, we came to talk to you on behalf of the government. What was your feeling that time, far the Progressive Alliance of Liberia, and what decision did you make at that time?
Well, when Mr. Greaves came, the whole premise of his coming to New York, well, oh, you know, they got some little children in New York, they're making plenty of noise there.
You understand that?
No, I'm saying that. So the premise, I'm giving the premise. So when he came, he talked down to us. So because he spoke down to us, there was no dialogue, there was a monologue. So when he left, it was like nothing, okay, but we just continue to do what we're doing anyway, and we'll continue to constructively engage the government, we'll continue to write, and we started a newspaper in New York called The Revolution. And The Revolution was the hottest cake in the country because if you remember in 1974-73, there was a headline, Tolbert aims at Nobel Peace Prize. And the reason for that headline was that Mr. John Foster, the South African president, the architect of one of the most debilitating political systems in the world, Apartheid, okay, that unleashed dogs against black people, that had Nelson Mandela in jail, and they were breaking rocks in Robben Island. And Mr. Tolbert decided to do what? Invite John Foster to Liberia. And what do you think would be the reaction of the Progressive Alliance of Liberia when Mr. John Foster comes to Liberia? And South Africa has been universally condemned as what? As not protecting the human rights and civil liberties of black people. And Apartheid, as you know, being the most destructive political system of our time, and here was the president of a black African country who had been shepherding decolonialism and talking about neutrality and what have you, non-alignment, and hanging out with Sekou Touré and other Africans, and here he is going around and meeting with John Foster. So we continue to agitate. We continue to expose the government in newspaper articles. We continue to expose them in speeches. We continue to recruit. Because every time they made a mistake, we capitalize on the mistakes. That's politics. So that's what happened. So Bill Greaves' visit was a watershed. As far as I'm concerned, they didn't have, well, not a watershed, it was a non-event. So I only mentioned it to tell you about the historical reaction from Mr. Tolbert from the Formation of Power. That's why I mentioned it.